All right.
Excuse me, you're right in front of the microphone.
No.
Good job, dude. I'm sorry. I'll have it right back.
Well, Miss Lee. Miss Lee. We need to go without them.
All right, the way I like to do things, staff, teachers, whatever, but I want to talk to you like it's just sensible.
All right.
So I talk to you, I ask you something. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Don't tell me what you think they want to hear. Say what's on your mind. Be respectful. Don't tell me some shit that you think me or they want to hear. So I'm gonna tell y'all who I am. I'm gonna tell you about the phone. So I'm going around and ask you the same thing. Yep. My name is Tim. I was here, I think in 2002. I got kicked out of here in like 6 months. I didn't take it serious. I was wilding out a lot. After here, I went to a junior max. After junior max, I eventually went to jail, state prison. Eventually, I went to federal prison. I got out of federal prison in 2020. Changed my life around. Necessary. A single father of a 8-year-old boy. Got full custody of my son. Had us 5.5 years or so. He's been with me. That's the gist of it. I've been from that. So should I tell you what's your name? Where you from?
No, I'm from the
I spent 18 years for graduate travel. Yeah, I graduate travel to a reward.
That's you.
I'm from Newcastle.
You.
My name's Keith. I'm here for moving go my dad.
And where you from?
Chester County.
Chester. That's you, young man.
I mean, they're in here. We're on probation violation.
You. What's your name? Andy. Okay, which one probation for? 10 you said? Okay. That's
My
you.
name's Josh Young from I'm here for regular cars.
Okay. You? Hey, what's your name?
Day.
Zach? All right.
All right.
You?
And so playing on the Lebanon County,
How old are you?
DC.
16. Listen, unfortunately, a good friend of mine, he has life in federal prison. He's old enough to be my father. And when I was in federal prison, he was somebody that I used to have a lot of talks with. When I was in there, I was getting myself together because I knew I was coming home to a lot of challenges. I also knew I was coming home to a good boy. Right? when you locked up, you can either fuck off, or you can put your head in some books and start working on yourself. That's the only two things that it comes down to.
Anybody else come on?
That's really what it boils down to. You can get yourself together, or you can fuck off. Now, me, I would suggest that you get yourself together because you're going back out into a world that is probably not going to have no open arms for you. A lot of us come from broken homes. Some of us only was raised by our mom, some by grandparents, some by aunts, some by, whoever. When we're small children, it's an adult's responsibility to love and nurture us. In a lot of our cases, that didn't happen. But you guys are old enough now where you're gonna have to love on yourself. Because ain't nobody gonna love you more than you. You need to know that. When you go back out in that world, you don't expect people to be like, hey, you home? Hey, here's this, here's that. That's probably not gonna happen. You're gonna go back out into a world that thinks you're a knucklehead, that thinks that you're coming back. You can either let them be right, or you can get tired of this shit. How many of y'all would say that you love yourself? I feel like you're lying. I don't believe you. Because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't put yourself through shit like this. That's not love. Would you agree? You don't agree? Why is that?
I did what I did for a reason.
Yeah, but it landed you here.
Yeah, but when I did it started to feed my family. I didn't do it. This is good. This is like the mindset.
Right. What good are you to your family right now?
Huh?
What good are you to your family right now?
Like,
Right now, I'm talking to you.
how good am I to my family?
What good are you to your family right now?
I don't know what you're saying.
What I'm saying is if they're hungry, can you feed them right now?
No.
What can you do for them right now?
Nothing.
No. That's my point. That's my whole point. See, hold on. Listen. Where me and you from, it's a bunch of guys wasting their time trying to be a real nigga. Right? That's what we call each other. Right? See, I used to be a real nigga. And I got to a point where I realized that there's a difference between a real nigga and a real man. Do you know what that difference is?
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. See, a real man who needs to feed his family, he comes home to them every night because he doesn't put himself in situations where he can't come home to them. See, you were being a real nigga out there. You were doing what you had to do to feed your family. That's what you said, right? But you're not no use to them right now. But if you was out there,
My mom, and my dad were better. My dad was in business. My mom got a job too. So what I did for at that moment helped my people. But yeah, I got booked, but that helped my people. I did what I had to do, and then I got booked. But right now, my dad owned business. My mom got a job too, so they good right now. They don't really need that shit no more.
so let me tell you something. I started off telling you, ain't nobody, not your mom, not your dad, ain't nobody gonna love you more than you.
I don't know.
So your mom and your dad, I don't know if they asked you to do whatever you did. Okay, so my point is, they are adults. They will be okay. They will figure it out. You know how I know that? Because I am a single father of an 8-year-old boy. And when I'm going through my shit, I'm figuring it out. My son he don't feel what I go through because I don't allow him to. He knows that daddy's having a hard time. He knows daddy's struggling. But I figure it out because that's my responsibility. No matter how old he is, it's not his responsibility to figure that out, especially in a way that's going to sacrifice him and take him away from me. So you can justify it all you want, whatever you want to tell yourself. But what I'm telling you, you are at an age right now where you are transitioning from boyhood to manhood. You are becoming a young man. So you have to get out of that mindset of, I'm gonna do what I need to do for my family.
Like, at that point, yeah, I was. But the mindset I got now is like, yeah, it was pointless, but at the same time, we didn't have nothing to eat. Like, I came like from like eating.
Yeah, and you might face that again. You just acknowledged that it was pointless. But then you say, but right after. You gotta stop that.
I'm saying, but now I don't need to do it anymore because I'm in a good right. Like I'm still in Philly, but it's like my family doing better. Like I don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
I don't have to do that anymore. Right? I just opened a new talent that I had. So when I get out, I can just get right to my talent.
That's cool. I'm happy for your family. But for those of you who might be in a similar situation, you feel like, listen, when you get out of here, man, there's going to be more challenges. You don't know what's awaiting. You don't know what's around the corner. Your mom and dad can fall on hard times again. What you need to do is make sure you got the type of mindset that tells yourself, here we go again, but I'm not doing that again.
Not, but as I got a new talent that I opened up, so when I get out, I could just, go do my talent and hopefully I can.
So you're not getting locked up.
I'm getting what you're saying.
That's what you're saying?
I'm getting what you're saying. I'm saying though, like it is challenges. It can be hard for me to do my talent. It can be challenges. I can't fall back down. But I'm gonna keep doing my talent, so hopefully I can get there.
Okay, I hope you stand on that. Because it's not, when you go through this enough times, it's not easy to just cold turkey wake up and say, I'm a different person. It doesn't happen overnight. You gotta do real fucking work. I was in the system from 1998, and I'm talking about the juvenile system, 1998 to 2007. 2005. That's 7 years straight. I never got back on. That was 7 years straight because I was addicted to that shit. That's all I knew. That's all I wanted to know. And for some of y'all, it's the same thing. How many of y'all been locked up more than once already? This is my point. Yeah, y'all ain't virgins. You're not new to this. That means that most likely you have some sort of addiction to doing what you want to do, fucking off and doing what you want to do. Everybody just raised their hand mostly and said they've been locked up more than once. So you're not going to overnight just wake up and be like, you know what? I'm a whole different Tyrone.
Never we go with it, but you could definitely go with a different mindset and say, oh, I can do better. I can do this.
You can.
Try yourself to do that. You can get to it.
You can. And I hope for your sake and everybody else's that that's what you do. I hope you stand on what you're saying. Because you sound like you're smart.
when I first came here, I wasn't some big issue. I was drawing food. And I see I was getting like a French, but what I realized is how my mom feel and like because her son staying wounded. So I had to get to that point where I gotta do what's right and challenge myself not to get too fronts so I can pass my weekends and get my load up and go home in 6 months. October.
You got kids?
No, I want. I want
You got one kid? Is it a boy or girl?
boy.
Well, listen, you sound bright. Sound like you heard it all before. Make sure you make it home to your sons. That's your number one priority. That's my priority, to make it home to my son. When I go out with my boys, every once in a blue moon that I might have the freedom to do it, I'm very conscious of where we going, what we doing, because I need to make it home to my son. My homies might want to stay out a little longer. They might want to go to a part of a neighborhood we ain't never go to before. My first thing is to think about, is that going to create a challenge for me to make it back home to my son? You're young. If you decide that you're tired of this shit, you can leave here, get your life together, and this will be a part of your juvenile history. It doesn't have to be a part of your adult history. But the shit gets worse. Big boy prison ain't nothing to play with. But you're the only one responsible for your life. Ain't nobody else responsible. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to love you. Y'all told me you love yourself, but right now y'all all here. I won't believe you until you leave here and you stay the fuck out of here. That's when I'll believe you. As of right now, that's not, you saying that ain't valid. Because you put yourself here. When you love yourself, there's certain things that you won't do to yourself. There's certain things you won't allow other people to do to yourself. Because you love yourself. Now, I think y'all like yourselves. But love is different. Like is a feeling, and feelings come and go. You might like this 1 minute, not like it the next minute. Love don't work that way. You do love, you don't feel love. And doing is what? What's doing? That's an action, right? So love is action. You love yourself? Show me. Show yourself. It's you gotta prove it to me. You don't even really gotta prove it to me. You gotta prove it to you. You gotta prove it to everybody who think this knucklehead gonna come home and get his ass locked up again. Because this nigga don't learn. If you think that nobody was sitting around having that conversation about you, oh, you're wrong. They was. Your name got brought up. Oh, hey girl, what's up with Tyrone? What's up with your son Tyrone? And he locked up again. That nigga don't fucking listen. Or one of your homeboys around the way. Hey, Miss Karen. I heard Tyrone got locked up. Yeah, again. You're talked about. 9 times out of 10, a lot of the conversations go something like that. Especially since y'all said that this isn't the first time. Right? And so you can end up like me and not get tired of this shit until you're 29, 30 years old. You know, I came home, I had to learn credit for the first time. I had to learn what it was like to work a job. You know how out of place I felt? You know how goofy I felt? There was people in this job half my age knowing a bunch of shit that I don't know. I felt stupid. And I'm not stupid. I felt stupid. Because I'm just now figuring some shit out that they figured out a long time ago. Yeah, it's never too late to get your life together. That's what they say. But instead of looking at it like that, you should just get your fucking life together. Because being 30 years old, having to start from scratch and learn everything about the legal world that you got to learn, it's not fun. It's not easy. It's tough. And you can decide that you're not going to learn all that shit until later, because you will work. You will work. For those of you that are selling drugs and robbing people, shooting people, what you think? You're going to do that forever? Like, you're going to get to a point where you decide, you know what, I'm tired of this. But then you might be 40 with zero credit, which is just as bad as having no credit. I mean, just as bad as having bad credit. You got no work history. How you going to go try to get a job? And the employer is going to wonder, where is your work history? You're 40 years old. What have you been doing? Now you got to go down the rabbit hole explaining how, well, you know, I was getting locked up for a while. Then they're going to tell you, okay, well, you got to wait. We need your record to be clean for at least 7 years. But you got people you need to feed. People that you brought into the world. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a domino effect. Everything you do right now affects your tomorrow, not just your right now. It affects your tomorrow. It affects the day after that. It affects the day after that day. So you got to get tired of this shit right now. And it's best to get tired of it right now because you're still young. None of you are 21. None of you are even 20. You get tired of this shit, decide that you want more out of life than just placement and fucking prison. Guess what? You can go home, you can learn about credit. You can start a credit line, I think, what, 19, 20 years old? Right? You can learn that. And what you end up finding out is you make more money working a consistent job than being out there on the block. This ain't none of you going to be Chapo. None of you are going to be Big Meech. And he just did 30 years or 20. Nobody in here is going to beat the system. You're not going to win. You're going to lose every fucking time. I promise you. And my friend who has life in federal prison, I called him. I told him to call me back. I told him I'll be talking to y'all. And he wanted me to play something for y'all. And this is coming from somebody that got life. He's still fighting to come home, but he may not never come home. But knowing what he knows now, he wish he knew it at your age. So I'm gonna play this, and hopefully, you take something from it. But at the end of the day, man, I'll say it again. Ain't nobody gonna love you more than you, dog. Nobody.
All will be recorded and subject to monitoring and will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press 7. You may begin speaking now.
Ain't that much, man. You know, I'm going to be talking to these kids on Friday. I just wanted to touch base with a real one and let the kids, answer something from somebody that has a lot you know, they're on the other side of surviving that they've been through. So, I just wanted to ask you some questions and, get some insight on that. He's from so for those that don't know, why don't you, go ahead and introduce yourself to whoever maybe end up listening. And where are you currently locked up at? Yeah. For those that know, FCI stands for what? What were you allegedly accused of? Yeah. So I shared a brief time with you behind the wall. And as you said, your faith is what has been the cornerstone of helping you get through everything that you go through in there. What would you, if you could talk to your younger self, knowing everything that you know now, what would you tell yourself about their life in general? Responsible. It's definitely good. Well, with you guys, but you guys been here doing what, 6 to 9 months? Some of y'all, you doing life, man. You got a chance to go home and try again. As of right now, until something changes, he don't got that chance. But I can guarantee you, he wish he was in your shoes rather than you be in his shoes. And I can also guarantee you, if you don't take nothing from what I'm saying today, and you continue to rob, shoot, sell drugs, whatever you was doing, where he at, they got a bed for you. It's waiting on you. It's a twin size. It's not comfortable. The cell's a 6x9. Toilet right by the bed. The window don't open. There's no TV in there. Just you and your cellie. And a bunch of other men from all over the world that you never even knew existed. They got a bed for you. It's waiting on you and you don't even know it. Think about that. You just heard words from a man that got life. And that's real life. No possibility of parole. So I hope that that means something to one of you, at least. I can sit up here and talk till I'm blue in the face. Like I said before, ain't nobody gonna love you more than you. You believe that. Because your mom loved the shit out of you. But she can't do this time for you. And it gets to a point where it's like the love she got ain't enough. Because if it was enough, you wouldn't be here. So you gotta love you more than your mom love you. You gotta love you more than your dad love you. Because it's your life. When you fuck up, it's you that gotta do the time. It's your life. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. They can't do it for you. So you got a second chance to go home, or third chance, however many chances you got. Take it. Chance gonna run out, dog. I'm lucky. I was facing 5 to life. Luckily, my background wasn't too crazy. Judge kept me in the guidelines. She gave me a second chance. She gave me 5 years. She could have gave me 10. She could have gave me 15. She gave me 5 years. I didn't have to snitch on nobody to get that, nothing. Guess what? I was being a real man. Wouldn't even have to be in a situation where I don't snitch. That makes sense? Not about not snitching. It's about not being in situations where you don't have to do that anyway. You don't have to take your time. Because real men that don't deal with that because they don't put themselves in those positions. So learn how to be a real man. Leave that other shit alone. Get your life together. Go enjoy yourself. Get a girlfriend. Get a job, get a girlfriend, get some credit. And have a ball out there. Straight up. That's all I got. Anybody got any questions?
What did you get locked up?
Firearms and drug trafficking.
Who you thinking and doing, why?
I was doing it because I liked it. I was addicted to it. I had no plans to stop. This is honestly. I don't like it no more. That time I loved it.
Tell you about 5 years, you realize like you wanted to change like too many your books or like how long was you in there?
I was angry when I got arrested. I mean, naturally. And then when I found out why I got arrested, I was even more angry. My son's mother went to the police and gave them information. out of anger and jealousy. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. Especially when I was going to those appointments with her. Just expecting to be there when my son was born. I was working on buying her a car. You know. But at the end of the day, I had to take some accountability. If I would have been living a responsible life, there would have been nothing she could have went to the police about. That's on me. Did I deserve that? Absolutely not. It's a very ugly, cold-hearted thing to do. But at the end of the day, if I would have been living responsible, there's nothing she could have went to the police and said that would have got me in trouble.
Do you feel like that was like, do you all regret something, or do you feel like that like kind of built you into the person you're today?
I would be lying if I said I didn't have regrets. Because it's my personal belief, my spiritual belief that when we're all born, we're born innocent. When we're children, we're probably the closest thing to God that we will ever be because of that innocence. I believe that I was always supposed to be somebody. I don't believe is that I had to go through hardship to be this person. I could have still been this person. But that's what you don't come into the world with an assignment to be a fucked up person, then turn into a butterfly. That's an insect. You know what I'm saying? An insect starts out like a caterpillar or some shit, and then it blossoms. When we come into the world innocent. And at that stage, that's probably the closest thing to purity that we're going to be, because as we get older and we live our lives out in this world, we become flawed. When you're a child, you're not flawed. You're innocent. You're perfect. Yourself, that innocence and that perfection along the way. There's already a road for you to be the best version of yourself. The problem is we have something called the ego. We have circumstances. We have different factors that have us get in our own way. There's many paths that I was supposed to be on to be the best version of myself. I kept getting in the way of that.
Did you just shook the 100 days?
I absolutely did. I just didn't realize it.
But didn't you meet, the reason I love my instance, because didn't you meet, the one further with the group, just like, you met him in when you were the federal president, right?
I did.
Do you feel like that was a part of it? Because you, I don't think you would have met, you would have met him if you weren't there. Do you feel like that could be like playing a part of just like the
I mean, look, the choices I made, if the choices I made, they couldn't be taken back. Life has to go on even when you fuck up. You alter the path. The path is still there for you to be the best version of yourself, even when you alter it. Now, to what degree you alter it is determined upon how much fucked up shit you're doing. But even right now, you guys altered your path, but you didn't alter it to the point where you got life. Whatever he did, he got in his own way so much that he has life. You got in your way just a little bit. You only got in your own way just a little bit. When you get back out there, now you have a chance to stop getting in your own way so that you could be the best version of yourself. You're already special. You're already special. But you can't be the best version of yourself doing this shit. You can't. Like I told homie back there, he had a pause for what he did. But that wasn't supposed to be his path. He made a choice though. We have to live by those choices when we make them, because that's the way the universe works. Cause and effect. For every action, there is a reaction. But he was always supposed to be the best version of himself. When he goes home, he's going to live out his talent, and he's going to do that. You have your version of whatever that's supposed to be, but you got to get out of your way. You're the only person in your way. Nobody else is in your way. It may seem like it. Maybe your mom is always in your business. It seems like, man, she always on me, always in my business. She's not in your way. Did she put you there? Did she slap cuffs on you and say, you're charged with this? Even the cop that arrested you wasn't in your way.
What if they told
Who?
like your mom?
She told on you because she realized that it would be more safe for you to be here, possibly be dead. Because you wasn't listening. You took the power from her. You was in her way. See, as your mom, she has a job. Her job is her responsibility she has over your life. As a parent, when you take that power away from her, you only leave her a few options. One of those options is to no longer give a fuck about you. Because it's hard to give a fuck about somebody who don't give a fuck about themselves. The other option is, well, I gotta let these other people do it. Or he's gonna end up dead. Mom told me too. And at the time, I felt like, you snitch ass bitch.
She said like I was gonna be dead on drugs or in jail.
You took the power away. What was she supposed to do? But she was supposed to just concede to that and just be like, ah, you know what? All right, man, do what you want to do. But then that wouldn't have been love. It's tough love because you made it tough. In the beginning, it was easy. I'm the mom. You're the son. These are my rules. Follow them and we're all good. It was easy. At some point, you decided, I don't care about you being a mom. I got my rules. Once you did that, you made the love hard. You made it tough. You was in her way of what she's supposed to do. Else?
My friend.
I'm from Harrisburg. What's up? Yeah, I'm from Harrisburg.
You said you were at Delphi before.
I was. Yeah.
How long were you?
I would say about 6 months, give or take.
What house were you in?
Greystone. Time. It was a knucklehead. What was it
Life's
like?
like this.
It was pretty wild. We were a tough group of kids, and times were different. It was
That we was that we group?
It was one of these.
Yeah, it was
It got
tough.
shut down.
Being there for everybody's in there for some sort of anger related charge and stuff like that.
You feel you learned anything from it for
I was there.
yeah, honestly, bro. Or
You know, I wouldn't have got kicked out if I learned.
yeah.
I wasn't, but see, the thing was, again, I was in my own way. These people were trying to help me. I didn't want to help. I made it hard. Shit. Yeah. That was 2002. Oh, okay. So I got arrested in middle school. they sent me to a alternative school, which was, we call it 8 to 8 because you're there from 8 in the morning till 8 at night.
We go mine, IU.
I wasn't trying to get jiggy with that shit. So I got locked up again. Landed here.
Yeah, I have to, I was gonna ask.
It ain't like he can see you raise your hand.
When you got out, like what you do is you got in trouble.
I gave a fuck about me. Started loving myself.
Like you had like a account or like you, like.
I did. The original plan was to come home and dive into music. I've always been talented with making music, always had an ear for it, always to write music since I was a kid. But sometimes, as life does, it throws curveballs your way, and that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Right now, you got a plan, and it's a solid one. And I believe you. I have no reason not to believe you. I just want you to be prepared for life to maybe alter those plans. Maybe not fuck it up, but alter it. And I wasn't prepared, but I stayed the course. I didn't come home knowing that my son's mom was gonna give me my son and say, I don't want to be a mom no more. I would have never guessed that. It altered my plans. I had to step up and be a man. I had to figure it out. And to this day, I've still never been given a fair chance to completely get on my feet when I need to. I was home 60 days out the halfway house when that happened. My life completely shifted again. And I had a choice in that moment because it was hard, dog. Jobs kept telling me, we need your record to be 7 years clean. And it's fucked up that the system does that. And I had the choice. I could give up, go back to what I used to do, try to make that work. Or I could stay the course and be who I need to be for my little man. Be to him what I needed somebody to be to me. You got a child, that's your job. You got to be to your child what somebody should have been to you. That makes sense?
That's what I do. That's what I do. Like sometimes that's what I do. Stay out too. That's racing.
There you go.
Good point. Like, step get out of here. Like that, you take things like, things that I did.
Always
Like, that's not 18.
Maybe 18, yeah, life's gonna come at you pretty fast. Make sure, I would say, put yourself around successful people.
Bro, I'm gonna go in there. I'll be locked up for a year before this time.
And you from where again?
Really, bro.
Philly. What part of Philly?
Like Kenny said, like, yeah, well, I moved out to Sacramento. I haven't like another.
Jesus.
So I'm supposed to get jobs.
Okay. Yo, if I was you, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. I would talk to these people, tell them you're scared to go home. No, it's not funny. I'm not saying scared like you a pussy. I'm saying scared like I'm scared of what can happen. I'm scared of coming back. I know Kensington. My family, I got family in North Philly, 6 and Butler Street. That's the address right now, street they live on. I've been in Kensington a bunch of, now I'm selling drugs. I've been through Kensington. It's a zombie land. Damn near everybody out there is on heroin. They look like walking zombies. Yeah. That's some tough shit to go home to. And the murder rate, matter of fact, let me give you some statistics from 2011 to 2024. There was a total of 6,000 or so murders in Philadelphia alone. If I was you, I would talk to whoever can do something and say, where can I go other than Philly? Other than there, that place.
I was trying to look into it, because I was looking at exports with, out in California. Because I moved to like,
And maybe you can stay out here until the Job Corps thing falls through. I mean, you know, maybe you don't have to be locked up, because I know being locked up ain't fun. But like, if you're serious about going out there, Sacramento, whatever it is, see if they can buy you some time.
I'm trying to go back to the place I was at, because it's just like, because if I'm going to home base and stuff like that, I'm just looking around like the house, so I'm just like, damn, like it's not like I understood. I was like, I was blind the things I did, but I started getting like first like just doubt.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I don't want myself being in the same situation I was in before. Like,
Try everything. I know, you know, maybe Brooke can help you with that.
the college, like, I probably said,
Just tell them, man, I'm scared to go back home. That's as honest as it gets. Because your chance of survival going back there is slim. It's slim. So, that's what I would do. But, you know, when you do get that rescue, take full advantage of it, bro. All right, y'all.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.